Hello everyone and welcome to the Chunky Kinks channel, where I dive into the world of adult visual novels and give an honest review of what I think about the game, its gameplay, and its story. Today, I'm talking about the game Being a Dick. This game caught the attention of many due to its mature themes, comedy, and lots of fan service. But did it live up to its hype? Let's find out. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me set the stage. Being a Dick is an adult visual themed novel developed by DrPinkCake himself. It follows a journey of a college freshman as he navigates through life, love, and, well, a lot of extracurricular activities, if you know what I'm saying. The game is split into episodes, and as of now, I believe Season 1 and Season 2, and some of Season 3 is out, but not the full current of Season 3. Being a Dick is a narrative-driven visual novel where all of your choices matter. You make decisions that affect your relationship with various characters and the way you interact with the world, and the world starts to slowly shape around you, and the story starts to unfold before you. You also have a few mini games like a little money management system and some social interactions, but for the most part of the game, it's about reading and making decisions. What I really appreciate here is a level of character customization, I guess you could call it, especially with your protagonist, who you get to name and shape based on how you want to play him. You get to pick with how he interacts with the story. There's a scale within the game where it's basically your status or your affinity within the world. On one end of the spectrum, you can be a dick, or on the other end of the spectrum, you can be a chick. And anywhere in the middle so far, whether you don't lean too hard to one side, it's basically just the neutral side. And there's choices throughout the game where you can become a massive dick or a massive chick. And throughout the story, you can get these choices or scenes with other people within the game that, based on your affinity throughout the game, is if you unlock that scene or not. And I believe at some point during the game, there is a point of no return. If you're too far to the left with a massive chick, or if you're too far to the right being a massive dick, then there is no going back at a certain point. The gameplay and mechanics itself, while the gameplay is pretty straightforward, it's just a point-and-click AVN. The massive chick to massive dick affinity scale, it was something newish within a game. Some games like to have a heart system or a point system based on how you interact with the people around you in your world. This is one of the first games that I saw personally where you have this scale within the game that not only do you have points with people, but you have points for the world around you. And that is something very unique to this game that I think DrPinkCake himself has really nailed within the game. Now let's talk about the story and the characters a little bit. Being a Dick throws you into the life of a young guy trying to fit in at college, with a heavy emphasis on your interactions with the different cliques around your college. You'll find yourself dealing with a range of relationships, friendships, romances, and some adult encounters, we'll say. The main plot centers around a protagonist joining a fraternity called Delta Iota Kappa, which isn't just a clever name, but it's also a key point in how the narrative plays out. The reputation within the fraternity, you influence your standing, and that's where the game lets you get creative with a lot of your choices. The story itself, other than that, is pretty straightforward. You know, you are a young man going to college with a dad. Your mother has passed away, and your dad is a broke man trying to pay as much as he can for his son, trying to give his son the best life. And the story of you and your dad doesn't play a lot into the story itself. During some moments where you do bring up your now dead mother and how your father doesn't have a lot of money and you need some money here and there. It doesn't play a lot around it. It mainly plays around the fact that you just are a college kid in college trying to live out your college experience. Now I know what a lot of you are here for, and let's get to it. The characters. And honestly, this is where Being a Dick shines, I believe, the absolute brightest. The game does an absolutely incredible job bringing its cast to life and making them feel more than their stereotypical tropes that you expect in a college setting. From the moment you meet them, you get the sense that these characters have some sort of depth, and they also have their own motivations within their story. They're not just some eye candy or just some love interest. They all have a somewhat deep background of a story or some deep complex personality within them. Take the protagonist's relationship with one of his frat brothers, for example. You got a character like Derek, who, in my humble personal opinion, is one of, if not the best characters in Being a Dick. His comedic timing and his mix of tough guy personality, but also with a soft spot for his sister, who he is sweet and supportive for, and he also deals with his own struggles. But then there's also a character like Bella, who brings charm and a little drama into the mix, which all these characters intermix in such a great way that you find yourself invested, and not just trying to sleep with them personally, but you're invested for much more, in such as their personal stories and so much as the overall plot as well. The game does a great job of letting you decide who you get close to and how you get close to the characters, whether that's through friendship, romance, or something more deeper, or even more complicated relationships. The way Being a Dick handles character arcs is also impressive as well. You get a lot of visual novels tend to let characters stay stagnant, but here you get to see them grow and make their own choices, whether they're dealing with personal dilemmas, tough situations, relationships with others. The way that these characters evolve and the way that you treat them can lead to drastically different outcome, and it really makes you feel like you are in the story, and it really immerses you in the world around you. Alright, now let's address the big fat elephant dick in the room. Yes, this is an adult game and it is very explicit. The game features scenes of nudity, sexual content, and very mature themes. But what I want to highlight is that Being a Dick, it doesn't shy away from balancing the adult content with a little bit of heart. Sure, you definitely got its raunchy side, and some of the sexual scenes are absolutely great, well done. The story that leads up to him is absolutely good and brilliant, but there's also a genuine character development with some surprising emotions during these sexual scenes or explicit scenes. If you're not into mature visual novels or content that kind of pushes the boundaries, then this game might not be for you. Like I said, it does push the boundaries. You do get some emotional moments with these people, and depending on the way that you want to play the game and some of the graphic or sexual scenes that are put in front of you, they're raunchy. They're just raunchy as hell. And if that's something like you just like subtle sexual scenes or like a little teasing here and there, then this is probably not the game for you. But if you're like one of those people who are like, I want to do everything that the game possibly offers me, including all the sexual themes and all the sexual content, then this is absolutely a great game. Now let's get down to a little bit of the neatier and grittier. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this section because it's not really what AVNs are really about. We're talking a little bit about the graphics and sound. Visually, Being a Dick looks great for a game of this genre. The character models are well designed, and the environments, while not just kind of honestly revolutionary, are a solid set and tone perfectly for a college setting. And I really love the art style, as it really captures like lighthearted yet some gritty nature of the game. And then along with the music and sound design, also doing a good job of setting the mood, whether it's like the chill hangout scene guitar, or during like one of your intense drama moments where you have to fist fight someone, the soundtrack usually goes into a harder rock setting, which fits well. Going back to graphics then, during some of the sexual scenes, the rendering and the visual effects that happen during the sexual themes and the animation is honestly some of the top notch that I personally have seen. The animation itself, let's just go back to there, is great. You see some stuff that you don't see usually in AVNs. Sometimes they just have a little stop slideshow, but this, you get the full rotation of animation. Usually multiple positions are seen on screen, and there's not a lot of tearing or a lot of lagging within these animations. They move fluidly and soundly throughout the whole sexual scene. Now, playing through season 1 and 2 already, I can now definitely say as well that the replayability for this game is very high. Being a Dick offers you a lot of choices, so you can play through it multiple times and still find new paths, dialogue, or even some romantic interests that you've left out the first or second time you played the game. Since the game is still being updated, like I said, season 1 and 2 are out, and some of season 3 is out, but season 3 is not fully out yet. There is still updates and new episodes on its way, so there's always something fresh still to look forward to in this game. DrPinkCake is very active with his updates in his Patreon. I'll link it in the link below if you want to go check it out. If you believe this game, which is always a great sign for fans. If you're enjoying the game, there's definitely more to come. And like I said, he keeps the updates flowing. He gives out a weekly update for his game and what he's thinking of bringing in or taking out of the game, and when season 3 and every episode will be out. Overall, the conclusion: who is Being a Dick for? If you're a fan of adult visual novels with a mix of humor, drama, mature content, I believe Being a Dick has some of the best humor in the game. I found myself legitimately stop and laughing at some of the humor and some of the drama in the game. So I definitely think it's worth checking out. The only big gripes I had with the game, like I said, was some of the adult themes. If you're not into like more of the bronzier scenes, you won't really enjoy the game. But I think the only other flaw within the game is, while I said some of the character design, character development, and the complex relationships in the game is an absolute A+, I feel as if some characters, like Tommy, for instance, sometimes feel a little bit only one-dimensional and can fall flat with some audience. But other than those two smaller gripes, more than enough charm and personality to stand out in its own genre of AVNs itself. There's a reason why many people place this in the top AVNs. Being a Dick just overall offers a lot of everything, and with regular updates, like I said, it's just gonna only get bigger. So if you're looking for something a little more risque to add to your visual novel collection, I would definitely give it a shot. Overall, I'm gonna give this game a 9.5 out of 10. I think this game in the AVN category is one of the best, if not the best game for AVNs. It has basically everything that you're looking for in a game, and I enjoyed my time with the game. I have done multiple playthroughs of the game, and I do plan on doing more playthroughs. And I'll probably do a little update on this video after Season 3 fully comes out and I go through all of Season 3. But that's it for today's review. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you played Being a Dick, let me know in the comments what you think about it. And who did you romanticize? Who did you have the sex with? Anyway, that's all. I'll see y'all next time.